Imagine a Saturday morning your garden beckons, but you dread the hours of work that awaits you. There's something about a garden that's meant to evoke a sense of peace, serenity, and connection with nature. But for many, the reality is far from this idyllic vision. Instead, it's a constant cycle of pulling up invasive weeds, the never-ending task of watering plants in the heat of summer, and the relentless pruning to keep everything looking just so. Hours upon hours are invested into maintaining this outdoor haven. But with each passing weekend, it begins to feel less like a labor of love and more like just labor. The constant upkeep can turn your garden from a place of relaxation to a source of stress and fatigue. It can be disheartening and can take away from the joy and tranquility that a garden is meant to provide. But what if there was a better way? A way to have a beautiful garden without all the work? The secret to a low-maintenance garden begins with the right plant selection. Every plant has its perfect spot. Some love the sun, others thrive in the shade. Some prefer dry conditions while others need a lot of moisture. The key to a low-maintenance garden is to match the plant to the site. Instead of trying to alter your garden to suit a plant, choose plants that are well suited to the conditions you already have. Let's start by taking a look at your local climate and soil conditions. If you live in a hot, dry area, then drought-tolerant plants will be your best friends. Succulents, for instance, are excellent choices. They are not only trendy and beautiful, but also require minimal water and care. For those living in cooler climates, consider hardy perennials. These plants return year after year, providing you with a burst of color without the need for replanting. Hostas, daylilies, and coneflowers are all fantastic options that are as hardy as they are attractive. If you're dealing with a shady garden, don't despair. There are plenty of shade-loving plants that can create a lush, green oasis. Ferns, hellebores, and bleeding hearts are just a few examples. And let's not forget about ground covers. These low-growing plants spread quickly to form a dense carpet, choking out weeds and reducing the need for mulching. Creeping thyme, sweet woodruff, and creeping phlox are all excellent choices. It's also a good idea to incorporate some native plants into your garden. These plants are adapted to your local climate and soil conditions, making them particularly low maintenance. Plus, they provide essential habitat for local wildlife, adding a dynamic element to your garden. Remember, the right plant in the right place equals less hassle for you. So take the time to get to know your garden, understand its light levels, its soil type, its moisture levels. Then choose plants that love those conditions. With the right plant selection, you'll be well on your way to creating a beautiful garden that practically takes care of itself. Now that's what I call smart gardening. Now that we have our plants, it's time to arrange them efficiently. Designing a garden for efficiency is like solving a beautiful puzzle. Each piece, in this case a plant, has its perfect spot where it not only thrives but also contributes to the overall harmony of the garden. Proper plant placement is an art, one that reduces water usage and controls weeds while creating a visually appealing space. Let's begin with the principles of efficient garden design. One key aspect is grouping plants with similar water needs together. This concept, known as hydrozoning, helps conserve water. With plants that have similar thirst levels sharing a space, you can water them all at once, avoiding overwatering or underwatering any particular plant. Next, consider the mature size of each plant. A tiny seedling might look cute next to the pathway today, but fast forward a few months and it could be a sprawling bush blocking the way. Always account for the full-grown size of the plants when deciding their positions. This will save you the trouble of having to relocate them later, and will also ensure they have the space they need to grow and flourish. Another element to consider is the sun and shade requirements of your plants. Some plants adore basking in the sun all day, while others prefer the cool comfort of the shade. By placing plants according to their sun or shade preferences, you can ensure they get the right amount of light for optimal growth. Now let's talk about weed control. Weeds are the uninvited guests of the garden, popping up where they are least wanted. By placing your plants in a way that they form a dense canopy, you can effectively block sunlight from reaching the soil. This, in turn, discourages weed growth, saving you hours of weeding. Finally, remember to design with maintenance in mind. Place your most demanding plants in easily accessible spots. This will make tasks like pruning and fertilizing much easier down the line. With a well-planned design, your garden will not only look great but also require less upkeep. Watering can be a time-consuming task, but it doesn't have to be. As we delve into the world of smart watering solutions, we'll discover how these innovative technologies can keep your garden lush and vibrant with minimal effort. First on our list is the drip irrigation system. It's a game changer in the field of gardening. This system works by delivering water directly to the base of your plants, cutting down on wastage and ensuring that each plant gets the hydration it needs. It's an efficient method that not only conserves water, but also promotes healthier plant growth by reducing the risk of overwatering or underwatering. Now you might be wondering, what about my potted plants? Here's where self-watering containers come into play. These ingenious contraptions have a built-in reservoir that holds water, gradually releasing it into the soil as needed. This way, your plants get a consistent supply of water, even when you're away for a few days. Plus, it eliminates the guesswork of how much water your plants need, making your life a whole lot easier. But it's not just about convenience. These smart watering solutions are also about sustainability. With climate change and water scarcity becoming increasingly pressing issues, every drop of water counts. By employing these systems, you're not only saving time and energy, but also contributing to a more sustainable future. Furthermore, these solutions are surprisingly easy to install. With a bit of guidance and the right tools, you can set up a drip irrigation system or a self-watering container in no time. And once they're up and running, they require very little maintenance, making them perfect for our low-maintenance garden. To wrap it all up, gardening doesn't have to mean hours spent watering and worrying about your plants. With the right tools and systems in place, you can ensure that your garden stays hydrated and healthy, while you sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. After all, the goal is to create a garden that works for you, not the other way around. With these smart watering solutions, your plants will stay hydrated without demanding much of your time. The right tools can make a world of difference in your gardening tasks, and that's exactly what we're here to discuss. In our quest for a low-maintenance garden, let's explore some time-saving tools and gadgets that can make your gardening tasks a breeze. Let's kick things off with automated sprinkler systems. If you've ever had to water your garden manually, you know how time-consuming it can be. But with an automated sprinkler system, you can set it and forget it. These systems can be programmed to water your garden at specific times, ensuring that your plants receive the hydration they need without you having to lift a finger. Now, what about weeding and planting? Enter ergonomic hand tools. These specially designed tools are not only comfortable to use, but they can also speed up your gardening tasks. For instance, an ergonomic weeder can help you remove weeds more efficiently, while an ergonomic trowel can make planting a cinch. Plus, their specially designed handles can reduce strain on your hands and wrists, making your gardening tasks less of a chore. Next up, let's talk about garden carts. These handy gadgets can make it much easier to transport soil, plants, and other garden materials from one place to another. No more lugging heavy bags of soil or pots of plants around your garden. With a garden cart, you can move these items with ease, saving you both time and effort. And let's not forget about garden scooters. These nifty devices allow you to sit comfortably while you work in your garden, reducing strain on your knees and back. With a garden scooter, you can weed, plant, and perform other gardening tasks without having to bend over or kneel. Finally, consider investing in a garden shredder. These powerful machines can quickly and efficiently turn garden waste into mulch or compost, reducing the volume of waste you need to dispose of and providing you with valuable organic material for your garden. Investing in these tools and gadgets can significantly cut down your gardening time. So why not make your life a little easier and your gardening tasks a little less daunting? After all, gardening should be a joy, not a chore. Traditional lawns can be a chore. Let's explore some low-maintenance alternatives. Lawn maintenance often feels like an endless cycle of mowing, watering, and fertilizing. But what if you could have a lush, green space without all the work? Consider ornamental grasses. They come in a variety of sizes, colors, and textures, bringing life and movement to your garden. Most are drought-tolerant and need very little care. Pennisetum, miscanthus, or carex are just a few examples of ornamental grasses you might consider. Then, there are ground covers. Plants like creeping thyme, vinca minor, or sedum spread across the ground, choking out weeds and reducing the need for mowing. They provide a beautiful carpet of foliage and flowers, turning your garden into a low-maintenance living tapestry. These alternatives can give you a lush green space without the constant upkeep. Explore your options and transform your lawn into a garden that's as easy to care for as it is beautiful.